Hello guys, and welcome to another Starbase ship showcase. Today I will be showcasing the G-Hauler 122 by one of my fellow company members, Grumpy Monk. Alright, let's go over some statistics to begin with. This thing's full speed empty and full is max speed. Now, when the ship is full, the speed is about 148 meters a second, but it's close to max speed. This thing's running on T1 generators with a mix between T1 and T2 thrusters. So we can see here that there are 32 T2 box thrusters on the outside, but on the inside we're looking at another 32 T1 triangle thrusters. Now we do have 8 fuel cells on board this ship, as well as 122 crates. We've got 16 million propellant, and it does come with asteroid avoidance. Alright, let's take a look at the back. So I kinda like the setup back here. It reminds me a little bit of the Amphitrite in the way that the thrusters are laid out. Then moving to the side, we can see a handful of maneuvering thrusters as well as our rangefinders. And then of course we have our 4 fuel cells on each side, labeled, which is pretty neat. Underneath, we do have our navigation module, as well as some reverse box thrusters and some radiators. And it seems to be pretty uniform all the way around, having your 2 radiators and your 2 reverse box thrusters. And then moving towards the front, we can see a whole slew of rangefinders. And hopping down in here, it really is a nifty ship in terms of the YOLO. So over here on the left-hand side, we can actually see how much fuel's left in each rod percentage-wise. We can see our cooling rate and our radiation rate. And then from the seat, we can see our battery percentages, our propellant percentages, as well as an actual propellant number. I'll get to the radar in a second. That is super neat, one of the coolest things about this ship. And then of course, just to the right of the radar, we have our typical ISAN setup. And then to the right of that, we've got some useful information like whether you're in the safe zone or not, is your transponder on, work class, and any errors you may have. Now down here we have ship modes, and if we go ahead and turn something like our cruise mode on and our turtle mode, we can see that they do have the on indicator there. Really neat. And then of course down here we've got our FCU backwards and forwards. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the radar. So we can see here that right now we have 5 zeros or 5 circles, either way you want to think about it. And if something crosses that path, it's going to change the zeros to an X, and then it's going to indicate distance. So I can try to demonstrate that now. And if we get this out here, and I'll try to get it all in the same frame, we can see that the middle and the bottom 0 turn to X's, and then as we get it closer, our distance to the object decreases. And then of course we've got the alarms to wake you up on those long flights when you're half asleep. One thing to note on this ship is that you actually do need this radar mode on and the avoid mode on in order for it to avoid. If you just have the avoid mode on, it won't work. Oh my. Wow. Okay. I'll cut back in just a second when I get back to the ship. Alright. This might be a little tricky trying to get back on this boat, but we're gonna try to just zoom through here. Grab the seat real quick. Oh my goodness, no. Alright. I think we're gonna have to turn and try to slide through the lasers without setting any of them off. This is just a testament to how good this asteroid avoidance system is he has on this thing. It is really quick to act. Alright, let's try to slide through here real quick without setting off the rangefinders. Oh, thank goodness. We made it. Alright. And one last thing about the cockpit here is we do have this little user manual that explains the whole deal with the radar and the avoid needing to be on, as well as a nifty little thing that says make sure to turn off your transponder. That's a nice addition. And then of course the propellant tanks are right behind this plate here. And so after going over the ship, let's get to the great thing about this ship. Not only does it have that impeccable asteroid avoidance, what it also is it's a very economic ship, right? So if you go ahead and craft most of the parts to this ship, and it's not a real complex ship in terms of the different parts you need, but if you do go ahead and craft those parts, you're going to be looking at only having to pay between 150 and 200k. So it's a really economic ship for what it is. You know, sure, it may only be 122 crates, but it really is a cheap ship if you can't afford, you know, something a little bit bigger. And not only that, it has some nice YOLO features, and it could be used if you need to get, you know, a handful of precious ore from one place to another. You've got, you know, your Arcanium or something similar, your Miriam out there, and you just need to transport a small amount of that. This ship would be the ship to do it in. I quite like it. Alright, well, let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit and do our maneuvering tests. See how it flies. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, I don't know, we'll point to origin 1. So we've got full throttle here. Let's go ahead and test out our yaw. So this is just holding the button down, and as you can see, it is really maneuverable. And let's try our yaw. Again, same scenario, very maneuverable. And our roll. Good. So, I don't know what you guys' preferences are, but if this is too much in terms of yaw and pitch, what you can do actually is you can get back here, and here are our throttle levers, and you can actually change these levers. Let's see here. So you can change these levers to decrease your pitch and your yaw. So if you wanted to cut it in half, you would change this number to a 50, a negative 50, and this number to a 50. And then you could cut it in half and so on. Oh, this is neat. I must have missed this when I was going over the ship. So here's your transponder. And then of course this is the sound buzzer. Okay. So this is telling you what your throttle state is. Okay, cool. Overall, I'm really liking this ship. It's a nice small ship to get you from point A to point B. The asteroid avoidance is impeccable, and it's got some additional custom YOLO features you're not going to find on other ships. Grumpy has done a lot of work on the YOLO side of things, and it's really paying off. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to purchase this ship, I'm going to leave the link down in the description below. You can hop over on our community Discord and it will be for sale there. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.